All right, good evening, everyone. Thanks for making it out tonight. We have a really special meeting tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you to those of you joining online. Tonight we're going to have, obviously the first part of the meeting is going to be the annual general meeting. That's always interesting. But the second part of the meeting is going to be the Astronomy Science Fair. I believe this is the second time we're doing it. So this is really exciting. We have some brand new exhibitors this year. We have some really big names too. So I'd just like to mention, first of all, there's going to be Art and Anne's refreshment table, as usual, is going to be right around the edge of the chairs on that side. And the usual biannual swap table is going to be just in the back of the room. And it's going to start at the beginning of the meeting, and we'll have to remove it after a little bit. In the meantime, we're going to have the usual segments. We're going to have Dave's Ottawa sky forecast for the month of December. And we're also going to have a few quick observations. So I'd just like to give a few reminders. First of all, there's another event going on at the museum right now. So it's actually the museum's Christmas party. So we're going to count on your discretion. We're going to ask you to stay inside the auditorium. You can go to the bathroom if you'd like, but we're counting on you to keep it kind of quiet. And tonight we're really tight on time. It may seem like we're rushing through some things, but we spent a lot of time planning this fair and we really want to make the best of it. So let's jump right into it. So as usual, we're just going to have the introduction, then the AGM and our usual announcements. New members this month, the names in yellow are actually the new members from the past 2 months. We had a bit of a technical issue last time. So let's give them a warm welcome, shall we? All right, so next, members in the news, as usual. We have a big one this month. You might recognize this image. So this was presented last month, I believe, by Paul Cloninger. He took this picture of the galaxy, the distortion. And so the article was written by Brian Carroll, who's actually a longtime RASC member. And he started this series on the RASC to try to get our name out there a little bit. So for now, I'll just hand the mic over to Dave for our Ottawa forecast for December.
Yep. Can I hijack for a second? Sure. Sorry, I'm just going to hijack the agenda for a second. You may have noticed me in the last half hour handing out ballots to members. During the AGM, we have an election with written ballots. So if you are a member and you don't have one yet, please put your hand up and I'll quietly come around the next while and make sure you get one. Thanks. Okay, so let's take a look at the Ottawa skies for December. Here are the moon phases for the month. The full moon is on December the 14th, which is perfectly in time for the Geminid meteor shower, of course. Okay, which is December 13 and 14. There's a picture there where you'll find it up in the sky there. There's a minor meteor shower, the Ursids, December 21st and 22nd. And again, the moon is up. It's the second quarter moon. It's not quite so bad. Mercury is visible in the evening sky first part of the month, and the greatest eastern elongation, which is the furthest distance from the sun, is on December the 11th, and the rise and set times are on the screen there. Venus is visible in the evening sky, as is Mars. Mars particularly in the both of them are in the early evening sky. Jupiter is visible early morning all month. And as we move further ahead, we'll start to be able to see it in the evening come March timeframe. Saturn is visible in the early evening, just the first part of the month. Uranus is visible all month, as is Neptune. The Iridium Flare, and I'm sorry, some of the text there is sort of down towards the bottom. Mike had asked me last time, well, Iridium flares are it's a very narrow area where you can see them. And so where am I taking my measurements from? I didn't know the answer to that, so I went and took a look, and heavens above, if you put in Ottawa, puts you at the corner of Kent and Nepean Street downtown. Okay? So if you're at Kent and Nepean Street, you're going to be able to see a really bright flare. But if you move yourself out to Canada Centrum, it's only minus 2.8 magnitude, or out to Place d'Orleans, it's minus 4.3. So you can see there's quite a difference, just over a little distance of travel. So I'm going to continue to put these up here, but I encourage you to go to Heavens Above. Make sure you put in your actual location. They've got a cool little map where you can drag the little marker to where you live, and then you can get a more accurate measurement as to when these events take place. The International Space Station, less of an issue when it comes to where you are in Ottawa. Best viewing date for this month, and by best viewing date, it's most as close to 90 degrees as possible overhead, is December the 18th at 5:15 in the evening. Here's a picture of the trajectory for the International Space Station. And since there were 2 meteor showers this month, I thought I'd put this cartoon up. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave.
All right, so we have a couple observations tonight. So first of all, we have a mystery member. So we're going to show you the pictures, and we're going to have you guys guess who took them. We're also going to have just a picture by Bob Olson and Oscar Echeverry. So here is the first picture. Let's see if you guys can get it. Roman.
What made you say that?
So
He submitted 3.
yeah, he took 3
These can
pictures.
only be taken by Roman.
So these are taken by Roman Joba, just by the sun dogs that are so low in the sky, and yeah. The sun setting at that time and all the snow everywhere, that's crazy. So this one was actually taken from his cell phone. He said he took it from his office window. So this is his view. All right, Bob?
I took this picture a month or 2 ago, and Attila whined bitterly about how I didn't have the whole galaxy in it. So we actually had some clear skies in the Ottawa fall, very unusual. So I added to it. So I want to give you another one there. And so, so I made a mosaic out of it, and mosaics are a monstrous pain in the neck to work on. This is a M33. It's I guess the second closest galaxy to us. It's 3 million light years away, and it's actually visible by naked eye if you have great eyes, and I think that means young, and a very dark side. I personally have never seen it naked eye, but people say they have. And it makes it the farthest away naked eye object in the sky. Thank you.
All right. So I took an image of the supermoon on the 13th of November, the evening of.
It was that big.
It was. So it's actually only about 14% larger than the smallest when we get a supermoon at apogee. And it's about 30% brighter. So this was just it was a single exposure, 1/5000th of a second at ISO 400. If the house lights weren't on, you'd be able to see some color differentiation where, like, sort of brownish and bluish, but bluish up here maybe, and brownish up here. But yeah. So my intention is to try to photograph some of the subsequent full moons and have a size comparison at some point if the skies ever cooperate.
Was that worth the wait or what? Okay, so for now, we're just going to have the annual general meeting. I'll pass the mic over to Gordon Webster, our president, for the next half hour.
Thanks, Kelly. Okay, so I guess the first thing on the agenda is we have to
The advancer?
approve the agenda. This is it?
Yep.
And then which one? The green one?
Right.
Right-hand one?
Or do you want
Okay. Okay, so we have to approve the agenda. Can I have a motion and a seconder? Okay. Got 'em?
Who is the seconder there?
Mike?
Yeah, okay. And
Okay, so now vote. All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, approved. Okay. So have these been circulated? These have been
with the
circulated?
notice for the meeting.
That's correct, okay. So everyone's read the minutes of last year's meeting? Yeah. Seconder? Yep,
Brian?
Brian. All in favor?
Next slide.
All opposed? Yeah. Oh, that's me. So here we are again at the AGM. It seems hard to believe that another year has passed, but it's been an eventful and a productive year. Last year, I encouraged you to step forward and to volunteer to help guide your center, and I'm pleased to see that many of you have. Martha Farkas took the initiative and organized a couple of fundraising events for the FLO. Kelly Jordan has stepped forward to be our new meeting chair. Jim Sophia and Glenn Shewin have put their names forward to be on council. As well, did I say Gary? I'm sorry. Jerry. It's Jerry, I'm sorry. Jerry has been working with Paul Klinger for on the Smart Scope project. Stuart Glenn stepped forward to take on the monumental task of building the new website for us. And if anybody's familiar with Drupal, he'll gladly take some assistance. Janet Tulloch has come forward with a Canada 150 project for an astral art exhibit that will run in July next year, concurrent with the GA. Mike Mogado stepped forward to be vice president. And look at the number of people who have come out tonight to display and be part of our astronomy science fair, which Mike, our tireless Mike, organized. Again, this year we've had a very successful series of star parties organized by Mike Garvey. The attendance continues to be quite high, continuing to run in the 300 plus range. I think, again, this year we only missed one due to weather. We have 73 new members this year. Art Fraser, our membership director, is always there to make sure that those new members get their membership cards and a welcome letter. He and Ann continue to make sure that we always have refreshments at these meetings. In May, we had an amazing success with our Transit of Mercury event on Parliament Hill. In addition to the Minister of Science, Kirsty Duncan, and Minister of Transport, Mark Garneau, we shared our telescopes with an estimated 2,500 people. Our event and several of our members were highlighted on both the local and the national news. Our SmartScope project, believe it or not, has actually been moving this year. It really has. If it seems like this project's been going on forever, that's only because it has been going on forever. In August, Jim Maxwell stepped down as the SmartScope director after 5 years in that position. He worked very hard to move things forward. He brought the scope to its current operational status and has had virtually all the systems fully functional, thanks to his efforts and his team. They were able to broadcast the Transit of Mercury event. In September, Council decided that it was time to pull the plug on this project and move the equipment to where it could be of more use to the membership. But Paul Klinger stepped forward, insisting that we were being a bit premature. He feels that he can get the SmartScope fully operational as a remote accessible system that it was mandated to be. Council has given him an opportunity to make this happen, but he will need your help, and I think he has a booth set up here tonight to sort of explain where we are and what's going on. We'll know more by next summer at the latest if this is going to be a go or if we'll be repurposing the equipment. The 18-inch Starmaster that was donated last year by Mike Worth has been received. The mirror has been recoated and the necessary repairs have been done to the mirror box. It's now ready to go and will be installed in the FLO early next year. Another recent donation of a Meade 14-inch LX200 will also be installed in the spring. There's an older Celestron 14-inch that had been earmarked for the FLO, and we're probably going to end up selling that off to cover the costs of, or help defray the costs of the new observatory. Every month, Eric and Eunice Kajula record our meetings. They broadcast it live, load it to YouTube, and file a DVD with our library. This year, Eric released a wonderful recording of an interview with Paul Commission that I know he's been working on for quite a while. We're very lucky to have both Eunice and Eric with us. Estelle Rochier has been our librarian for as long as I've been involved with the Ottawa Centre. Every month, she has a new book to recommend for us. Al Scott continues to look after our telescope loan library, and some recent donations to our library, the telescope library, have led to Al's silent auction here tonight. As well, he has, oops, sorry. I seem to have lost a line here. Oh yeah, as well as his web building duties, Stuart Glenn is our magazine subscription coordinator. Karen Finstad is hereby forgiven for all her continued nagging of council members in consideration of the results she produces in our monthly Astronotes. Karen and her assistant editor Janet are doing a wonderful job. Oscar Echeverry is our treasurer extraordinaire. He looks after all our financial duties. Earlier this year, he set us up with the Square credit card reader, which many of you use to purchase calendars or annual dinner tickets. On top of this, he also regularly shares, as you saw tonight, his images of black holes and moons. Tim Cole did a really great job organizing our annual dinner a couple of weeks ago. Our guest speaker was Dr. Gordon Osinski from Western University, and if you weren't there, you really missed a wonderful evening. I'd like to thank Brian McCullough and Rob Dick, who are serving as our National Council representatives. As well, I want to thank all of those on council for all your hard work over the past year. You are the ones who keep this group running and worth belonging to. We all owe you our thanks. I'd like to extend a special thank you to Yves Demers. Yves has been a fixture on council for many years. He's decided to step aside when he saw that we had new people coming forward to stand for election for council. I'm not sure now how we're going to adjourn council meetings without you, Yves. We have also had some major losses. We lost Ralph Meyer, Weldon Hanifer, Jane Wrigley, Al Seaman, and Mary Henderson all passed away this year. They are and will continue to be missed. The one thing I haven't mentioned yet is the 2017 General Assembly. Brian McCullough and Tim Cole have put an enormous amount of work into the GA. They have assembled an impressive selection of speakers and organized a weekend of events that promise to keep everyone, local or not, entertained and informed. Despite some difficult challenges thrown in their path, this promises to be the best RASGA held in 2017, and probably any other year. To all the people I've mentioned, I want to extend my sincere thank you for all the effort, time, and commitment you put in to what you have done for our Ottawa Centre. You are the people who make this the most vibrant centre in the country. On a more personal note, this is my final address as president. I want to thank all the people who've made the past 2 years the wonderful experience that it's been. Rob Dick, thank you for convincing me to take this on, but I didn't get to delegate nearly as much as you said I would. Brian McCullough, thank you for your constant support and your wise counsel, and for taking on the GA. What the hell were you thinking? Mike Mogado, Working with you has been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to our next project. Chris, Taryn, what can I say about Chris? Thank you for always being there to listen to anything I brought forward and to gently guide me in the right direction. Thank you for always having the answer on questions of procedure and policy. And thank you again for doing all that you do. You are the glue that holds everything together here. And last but not least, thank you for all the cookies. It's working with all of you has been a pleasure and a privilege. Thank you. Okay, Oscar. Oh, yep, there you go. Now Oscar will give us his financial report.
Thank you, Gordon. No black holes this time.
Don't say that. Black holes are fine, no red holes.
Yeah. So we had our auditor's report. Every year we get an auditor to look through our financial records and make sure that that we followed general accepted accounting practices and that our financials are a true representation of what actually transpired. So Dave Parfait was our auditor this year, and this is the letter he wrote with regards to the financials of 2014-2015. So in his opinion, the financial statements present fairly the financial position of the center at September 30th, 2015, and the results of its operations and changes in financial position for the year then ended in accordance with generally accepted accounting principles applied on a basis consistent with the prior year. So in other words, everything looked good. Thanks, David, for your efforts on that. So now we're going to review the financials for the year. We're going to start with the income statement. We had $16,366 in revenue, which represented about a 23% increase year over year. $2,566 in costs of goods sold, operating costs of $12,000, giving us a net income of $1,637. And we had a depreciation of assets of $1,693, which in essence give us a total net income of $3,330 this year. Our balance sheet, we have $51,000 in assets, in current assets, $11,674 in capital assets, giving us total assets of $63,180, current liabilities of $548, retained earnings of $62,000, and liabilities and equity of $63,180. Oh. So this is the part where I actually speak. So for profit loss, as you saw on the statements, we had a net gain of $3,000 before you account for depreciation. Investments, the center currently holds about $38,000 in GICs, from which we made about $638 in interest. FLO continues to cover a large portion of its expenses from key holders. We had $875 collected from key fees, and I think a portion of that was actually from the previous fiscal year, or the previous year. So it covered the vast majority of its expenses through the key holder. So thank you for everyone that picked up a key for FLO. That goes a long way to supporting that site. We had a total of $850 in donations from members. That's above and far higher than it's been in previous years. In previous years, it's been $150, $200, $300. So thank you everyone that donated to the center. It goes a long way to helping us out. So our membership revenue was up. So I'm going to. Yes, financial viability. So our membership revenue was up 6% year over year. Donations increased year over year. Overall, our revenue was up 23%. I don't expect this trend to continue, however, as a large portion of the increases in our revenues were through sporadic type of revenues, so things that aren't consistent, like donations or revenue from our loan library. Operating expenses remain steady, rising only 1% year over year. Given that our revenue is pretty steady and increased, and that our operating expenses are steady as well, the center has and that we have healthy financial resources, the center remains financially viable. So for our financial review, Mr. Parfait completed the audit for 2014-2015, and as I stated earlier, we got a clean result. In addition to that, he has agreed to stand for a nomination for auditing our financial records for 2015-2016. Does anyone have any questions? Attila?
Reading it correctly, that we lost $716 selling calendars?
Yes and no. What happened this year is our calendar order went in earlier than it usually does. We usually order calendars in October, which would have put it in the next fiscal year. But this year, we were given the option to purchase them directly from the printer in August. So next year's, so the 2017 calendars, which would have normally gone into next year's financials, went into this year's financials. So we have 2 years worth of calendars in this fiscal year. So that'll even itself out over time.
Oscar, those donations, is this entirely cash, or is that in kind, like,
I believe those are all cash donations via renewals on the website.
I think some of the donations may have come from Rolf Meyer's obituary, because he asked for donations to RASC.
Yes,
I think
but
some of that was.
that may be so. I'll have to double check, but I know all of those did come through the membership renewal route. Anyone else? Nope. Okay. So with that, I'd like to motion that we approve the financial statements. Can I have a seconder? Stephen, nurse. All in favor? All opposed? Okay. Any abstentions? And I'd like to motion that we appoint David Parfait as our auditor for 2015-2016. It's seconded by Brian McCullough. All in favor? All opposed? Okay. Thank you. And if anyone has any other questions, feel free to approach me. I'll be by the SmartScope display.
Thank you, Oscar. Okay, and I think at the November meeting that sadly I wasn't at, Tim announced about the bylaw amendment that we need to vote on. Does anybody have any questions on that before we go?
next slide?
Do you want me to read it, or is everybody clear on it?
Makes sense.
Okay, so basically in the past, we had the authority to appoint people to directorships or whatever, but we didn't have the power to rescind it, and we just need to correct that. So I move that we, sorry. So I move that we approve this. Can I have a seconder? Rick? All in favor? All opposed? Any abstentions? Good. Okay. So now we have the elections of the officers and councils, so everyone has their ballots. You'll need those. Yep. Okay, so for president, we have Tim Cole. For vice president, we have Mike Mogado. Chris at secretary. I think I've been replaced as director. Treasurer is Oscar. Councilors, we have Steve Norris, Carmen Rush, Jerry Shewan, and Jim Sophia. For meeting chair, we have Kelly, Jordan. National reps remain Brian McCullough and Rob Dick. And you get to vote for me, I guess, for past president. So we have elections. We need to elect 3 councillors from the 4 names that we have there, and everyone has their ballots. So I guess we proceed to that now?
No.
Nope. Oh, sorry.
Hold the 4 up.
Sorry. Could I have the 4 of you come up and just give us a brief? Yeah. So you want to do it in the order on the ballot? Okay.
Alphabetical order.
Oh, alphabetical, is that what it is? Okay.
No preferences.
Steve?
Good evening, everyone. I've been on council for actually more years than I want to think about. Initially 10 years as treasurer to start with. I'm absolutely delighted that there's going to, sorry, Stephen Norse, sorry.
Sorry, we're doing it in the order they are on the ballot?
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm absolutely delighted that there's an opportunity that I might get voted off. I think I think having new blood interested in being on council is great. It's exactly what the council or the centre needs. That being said, I do enjoy being on council, and I do contribute. Like to think I contribute. So I'm happy to stay, but I'm also very happy if I'm voted off. It's a delightful situation.
Thank you, Stephen. Carmen Rush.
Hi, everyone. Well, I'm like Steve, and I've been on council for a number of years, not every year, but I've actually been a member of the Ottawa Centre since 1984, so I guess I passed the 30-year mark, something I don't really want to think about. But you probably know me better as the resident historian who speaks now and again about astronomers of the past, but in my council position, I enjoy it as well. I think that I bring some impartiality, I guess, I like to think, into the meetings, and whenever we have to vote, I kind of take pride in, weighing all the pros and cons. I guess that's the mathematical side of my brain. So you can rest assured that if I'm one of the councillors, I take my job seriously, and I would think of all the sides before I vote one way or another. So if that's what appeals to you, then you may vote for me.
Thank you, Carmen. Jerry?
Thank you. I'm Jerry Schuin, and I'm putting my name forward for the open position on council. I've been interested in astronomy for most of my life, though I've only been a member of Ottawa Centre for 3 years. I'm an engineer, and I've worked in the space industry for most of my working life, the first 26 years, in fact, in being in satellite communications. I currently work for the CRC at Shirley's Bay, home of SmartScope, and because I work so close and I already have access on my badge, I thought, why not help out with SmartScope? So I've volunteered to be on the O&M committee with Paul Cloninger. Lately, I've been working with Brian McCullough and leveraging my space industry contacts to try to get some sponsorships for the 2017 GA. And I've also been trying to get a speaker as well for an open slot that we have at the 2017 GA. I look forward to working more behind the scenes and putting forward my ideas so that Ottawa RASC can continue to offer its members one of the best experiences in amateur astronomy. I hope you will put your trust in me as your new member on council. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerry. Jim?
Hello, everybody. My name is Jim Sophia. I've been a member of RASC for about 10 years. I enjoy visual observing, and I also enjoy public outreach. I've participated in that on several occasions, and I really enjoy the expressions on people's faces, especially kids, when they look into the eyepiece and they're fascinated about what they see. In terms of council, I'm a newbie, so I'm fresh blood. So anyway, I look forward to making a worthwhile contribution to the club with your support. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so could we have everyone now, do we have pencils and stuff?
There's a half
If-
dozen pencils.
Okay. So if you have a pen or pencil, feel free to use it. So if you could just vote for 3 of the people on the form, and then I guess fold it, and are we going to pass them over? How are we going to do this, Chris? We'll come around and pick them up. Okay. So while David's counting those and Donald Trump's reviewing it, we'll move on. So, are we ready? Yeah? Okay. So every year we do the Paul Commission Observer of the Year Award. And this year, setting a record for the 3rd year in a row, Paul Klinginger. Sorry. Another one?
Thank you, Gordon.
Paul, watch it next year. I'm not going to be president.
Really? Okay, now you and Eric to worry about it. Thank you.
Okay. Next we have, oh, there we go, sorry. Next we have, Roman decided he wanted 3 honorable mentions. So I have Mary Brown, Taras Rybarski, and Paul Olson. Okay, congratulations. Okay, so next we have Presentation of the Year. It was also decided by Roman, and the award goes to Carmen Rush. Well earned, well deserved. Okay. And we had 2 honorable mentions, Simon Hamner and Kelly Jordan. I guess it's actually 3 because Simon's, I've got 2 up there, so. Roman also picked an unofficial image for 2016, and the winner of that is Eric LeMay. Are you here, Eric? Okay.
Karen here?
Is Karen? Karen, are you here? Karen? No. Okay. So, best article of the year chosen by our Astronauts editor, Karen. And the winner is Stuart Glenn for Sue's Reviews. Yeah, congratulations. Okay, so we're going to do something a little different this year. We've got some RASC Ottawa Service Awards, and my notes are not in the same order that the slides are in. So I'm going to have to see how well I do on sorting these alphabetically. I should have had Julia here with me. She could have done it. Okay, so the first award goes to Tim Cole. Okay. Tim's been a member since 1999. He's been working extensively with Brian McCullough on the 2017 General Assembly. He was vice president for the past 2 years. He'll be your president for the next 2 years.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well,
If somebody
We'll see.
wants to jump into the barrel next year.
It was acclaimed. Well, maybe, we'll see. He had the best presentation award in 2014. He was a counselor from 2002 to 2003, astronauts editor for 2002 to 2006. He's a member of the SmartScope team basically from its inception. He's had over 40 presentations to the monthly meeting since 2001.
40?
Yeah, including Ottawa Skies. Okay. Presentation of observations at 8 meetings. He's a frequent helper with the AV at the monthly meetings. And he's an astronomy educator at the CSTM. Took me a while to figure out what that was. It's the Canadian Science Technology Museum. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, so the next one, sorting through my papers here, is Simon Handler. Simon joined in 2000. He's Geological Survey of Canada, retired. He's had 44 presentations to these monthly meetings, and they're among the best attended. That's since 2001, and they're on the geology of the solar system, the planets, and their moons. He had the best presentation, was awarded in 2010, 2011, and Best Astronauts article 2002, 2003. Congratulations. This saves doing it alphabetically.
Can't have favorites.
No, that's true, that's true. Next one is Mike Mogado. Mike joined in 2003. He was a meeting chair in 2014 to 2015. He was the outreach director from 2009 to 2011, but hasn't really let go of it since. Main organizer on our star parties, public star parties, astronomy workshops. Science Fun Fest 2008, International Year of the Astronomy events. Coordinator for the Transit of Venus, or co-organizer rather, on the Transit of Venus event on Parliament Hill. And was just appointed vice president. Mike, come on up. Too many papers. Next we have Chuck Odell. The RSC database shows he joined in 1999, yet we know he's been in the center since at least 1973.
Exactly,
based
yeah.
on some GA photos taken back then. Meeting chair, 2005, 2006. President, 2007, 2008. National rep, 2009 to 2011. Webmaster, 2012 until now. 45 presentations at the monthly meetings, not including as meeting chair, since 2001. On, can anybody guess what the topic was? He's presentation of observations at 5 meetings. And he combines his 3 hobbies of astronomy, flying, and geology into the one. And there are also extensive publications.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Greg.
And one more here. And our other one here is Carmen Rush. Carmen joined in 1985. She's a counselor in 1996, and then from 2008 until now. She's had 8 presentations at monthly meetings on historical figures in astronomy.
one more.
I haven't seen him.
This person I know is, actually, they're not here tonight. The last one here is Al Scott. And somewhere here, oh, there we are. Okay, so Al joined in 1999. He was president from 2011, 2012, vice president in 2006, and 2009, 2010. He was a counselor in 2005 and 2007, 2008. He's been running the Ted Bean Loan Library since 2007. He's had 57 presentations to monthly meetings, including the long series 10-minute astronomy news update. So, Al, I hope you're watching. Congratulations. That's it. Other business. Do we have any other business?
Questions?
Any questions? No? I hear Mike over there saying, move it along, move it along. Eve, one last time. Thank you very much. Let's get on with Mike's party here. That's it, that's all.
Great, I'm done.
Thank you.
Clicker for
clicker
Kelly to
for
finish
Kelly.
off.
I clicked once.
One more, there.
There
All
we go.
right.
Okay.
We have the usual announcements left. We're gonna rush through this, keep up if you can. So we still have the calendars for sale, $16 for one, $30 for two. They'll be on sale tonight at the RASC display table at the back of the room. Next, our member and national representative, Robert Dick, is going to be holding a workshop next Wednesday on light pollution and dark sky preservation. He'll also have his own stand talking about that tonight right behind me. Very interesting. You should check it out. Next, Estelle's pick of the month. Estelle, our librarian, has picked Clyde Tombaugh, Discoverer of Planet Pluto, which is a biographical book, which is actually published by Sky and Telescope. The Ted Bean Loan Library, as usual, has telescopes available for rent. These two telescopes are here tonight at the fair, so you'll be able to rent them out tonight if you wish. We're also going to have 3 telescopes that are up for a silent auction. So you can go over to the table, write your name down, write your bid, and whoever wants it leaves with it tonight. So membership, as usual, regular membership, $75 a year. Youth membership is $45, under $25 if you're a student. So membership benefits is access to the Fred Lossing Observatory. You get your magazine subscriptions for the year, and so on and so forth. So club information, we just went through this a minute ago. And as usual, the meetings are streamed live on Ustream at this address, RASC Ottawa Live. And you can also go to the archive on our website and see the past meetings. So thank you very much for attending. We'd like to give a big thank you to the organizers and volunteers of the Astronomical Science Fair. Annie Frenette, Sayuri Tsurata, Doug Fleming, Michael Wilson, Darren Weatherall, Darren W. Chris Tarrant.
Next slide. It's on there.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, one more. There.
Okay. But most of all, we'd like to give a big thank you to Mike Mogado. He's been working relentlessly day and night. He's organized this from A to Z. So let's give a hand of applause for Mike. So as usual, after the meeting, we'll be meeting at Gracie's down Aviation Parkway to the right. It's 5 minutes away. Our next meeting is the first Friday in January, January 6th at 7:30 p.m. So go enjoy the science fair. There are lots of exciting things around. I hope you get to discover some new things, and I hope to see you at Gracie's. Have a good evening.
Just one more thing before we go. I missed doing this earlier. I should have introduced Kelly. Kelly has stepped forward to be our meeting chair. As you've seen tonight, she's doing a fabulous job. She's more comfortable up here than I am. I believe she's our first female to lead the meetings. And I can guarantee you she's the youngest. I'm not even sure they'll let her in at Gracie's. So welcome, Kelly, and thank you.
Okay, party on.
It's over to Kelly and Mike.
There we go. It's yours, Mike.
All right, let's begin.
Here you go.
Ballistically up, and of course what you had is a lake of milk. And this guy here was his canoe that we were in, that we almost met our Waterloo canoeing across here with a 20-knot wind coming down. So you had a canoe full of rocks and a 6-foot wave. What could possibly go wrong with that?
you.
Oh,
So I think you did perfect, and I wouldn't tell you if you
good job there. Are you nervous on camera?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Are you nervous in public? How did you feel?
The first part was really nerve-wracking. The second part was a lot better.
Yeah.
It was a lot quicker though. Oh, thank you. That's really reassuring.
So are you our new speaker?
Yep, just for 2017. I'm just
Wow.
finishing Romans 2 years there.
Is this your first time doing this in public?
Yes. Kind of. Well, I did that presentation back in February, but that was like a 10-minute presentation, so.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, because I brought the cookies.
The cookies, yeah.
That's why people remember me.
Of course, yeah. Well, enjoy 2017.
Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be a good experience for you.
Yes, thank you very much.
So if you do public speaking in the future, you'll have some experience.
Yeah, that's going to look good on my resume.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Make sure to download all the videos.
Okay.
Put them in your portfolio.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes.
It's free. It's free. I'm doing this for free. All right. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All right. Hey, Carmen. Congratulations on your award.
Yeah, thanks. It's 3 awards tonight. I feel like it's the Academy Awards.
Wow.
But it, yeah.
1984?
Yep. And the first time I ever heard about the RASC was a little advertisement in the Ottawa Citizen that there was going to be a star party at Vincent Massey Park. And I went there and I could not believe that people had their amateur telescopes they had made, grinding the mirrors and everything.
They made them themselves.
Themselves. And in those days, that's what
That
people
caught your
prided
attention.
them. And my first vision through one of those was of Saturn. And that basically sold me. And I joined the club and I've never looked back since.
Saturn gets everybody.
Yeah, it was the rings and it was just angled in a perfect way that you could see every single one of the rings you could see, you know, with that kind of magnitude. I've never forgotten it. And to this day, I'm still sort of mesmerized thinking about it.
You hadn't actually paid attention to astronomy before that.
I was always interested in astronomy.
Interested, but not like
growing
that.
up in the 60s, you know, with the space race and Star Trek and everything else, you know. And in my elementary school, if there was ever a launch of a rocket launch for one of the Apollo missions, they just shut down the whole school and rolled up a big TV set.
Yeah, the big old black and white TVs
Yep,
there,
and lined up all the kids in the hallway, little ones, bigger ones, all the way down the hallway to watch this. Or when it was landing, you know, I've never forgotten that. So that kind of bit my bug. But I never heard about the RAC until
But when you saw those telescopes, it's like, wow,
yeah, it was like,
get
wow,
into
this is real stuff. Like you can actually be
People
in a
making
club
their
where
own-
you can, you know, get a hand in a little piece of the pie of this whole wonderful science.
Keep doing those wonderful presentations
Thank
for
you,
us.
thank you. This has inspired me more.
All right.
Well, good.
Yeah.
Good. We'll expect more.
Oh, yeah. Well, as I said.